Hey y'all, welcome to today's video of Hey Gmo, what's for supper? I'm going to tell you what's for supper. We are going to be having some marinated chicken that I'm going to be grilling on my indoor grill. Then I'm going to show y'all how to put that squash and that zucchini to use. We're going to be making scalloped zucchini and squash. Then I'm just going to be taking some of our frozen corn from the freezer that we put up last year from the garden, and I'll show you how to use some of your fresh zucchini and squash, but I'll even tell you how you can use your frozen zucchini and squash for the same thing, and then how we use our corn that we put up for the year every year. So that's tonight's supper, okay? So this morning I have started marinating my chicken already, okay? I put 3 or 4 chicken thighs in a Ziploc bag with some olive oil, lemon juice, minced garlic, and my seasonings. Italian seasonings, parsley, and rosemary. I'm just going to mix that all up in the Ziploc bag and let it be marinating all day long, okay? Then, this evening, when it's time to cook the meal, I'll show you how we cook all this stuff up, okay? Welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy. I'm the keeper of the home here at 4D Farms, where we are all about faith, family, home, and farm. I hope you find something on our channel that will encourage you and inspire you on your journey. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, hit like and subscribe, and be sure to turn that little notifications bell on so you'll get notified every time a brand new video is uploaded. We hope to see you in each and every one. Thanks for watching. Hey y'all, while I've got the time and nobody's in here, I'm going to go ahead and just put this little snippet in there because I told you I was going to tell you of how I use my frozen squash and zucchini. Y'all don't be afraid to use frozen. No, it is not going to be exactly like it's going to be if it was in its raw state, crunchy and crispy. No, and it's going to have a different texture and a different flavor. But this is where you have to get creative. I'm going to show you some things in here in my freezer. This is squash rounds, okay, frozen. Oh, I've got squash round zucchini, frozen. I have, there it's all fixing to fall out at me. I have cubed squash, cubed zucchini. I have shredded. Okay, this is what you do when you are cooking with frozen food. Now let me say this. I know there's ways that you can keep them kind of close to the same texture, but y'all, I do not blanch mine. I do not blanch it, pat it dry, then flash freeze it. I found a quicker way because y'all, that's time consuming, and when I'm in the throes of harvesting and putting up stuff, I need to go as quickly as possible to keep the food fresh. Okay? You let your food sit around, and the longer you take processing it, it's losing its freshness. Okay? I want to keep it as fresh as long as I can. Okay, now I found a quick way to do this on the other end instead of doing it at the beginning. Okay? When I get ready to use these that's frozen in the vacuum seal bags, I will open up a bag. I will squeeze all the water out of it, squeeze all the juice out of it, okay? Then I'll lay it out or something on some paper towels, pat it dry, okay? Or I will leave it in the bag, okay? If I take it out, pat it dry, I'll put it back in the bag. The good thing about vacuum sealer bags is you can also steam them in the microwave. Okay, they're microwave safe too. So I'm cutting out an extra step when I use my vacuum seal bags and my vacuum sealer. Okay, so I will open up the bag. I will squeeze out all the water. Okay, then I will take that bag, the vacuum seal bag, and I will put it in the microwave and I will steam them for a few minutes in the microwave. This takes out the bitter taste. So then that way, when I take it out of the bag, then I can cook it accordingly, like my rounds. I will take them out a morning, let them thaw out. When I get ready to cook that evening, I'll squeeze out all the juice. I will take my rounds that's inside the bag, put them in the microwave, steam them just for a little bit. Gets rid of that bitter flavor, that bitter taste. I'll steam them just a little. I'll explain my fingernails in a minute, y'all. Okay? Get that bitter taste out. Okay, then I'll take it out of the microwave. Then I'll take my rounds and let's say I'm making deep fried squash one night. Okay, squash rounds. I will just take it out. I'll let them cool off just a little bit. I'll take each one of them out. I'll dip it in my egg, dip it in my flour or my whatever my batter is, my breadcrumbs, whatever I'm using to coat them in. I'll drop them babies in the deep fryer. Cooking with something after it's been frozen and thawed out, you do have to get creative. If you want to do it at the beginning by blanching it and then patting it dry and then flash freezing it and then putting in bags and freezing it and storing it, that's okay. But like I said, y'all, I have so much coming in sometimes at one time. I just rather do it when I'm getting ready to cook it. Okay? Takes creativity. The things that are cubed, I'll do the same way, y'all. I will take a bag, let it thaw out, open it up, squeeze all the water out, put it in the microwave, steam it for just a few minutes, take it out. I'll either saute them with some zucchini, onions, mushrooms, and I got instant stir fry. Put your seasonings in there. Okay? No, it's not going to be crunchy. No, it's not going to be as crunchy as if it was just cut fresh, raw from the garden. No. Anytime you freeze something or you can a vegetable or freeze a vegetable, it's not going to be crunchy and crispy. You just have to get creative. That's all. I do not can zucchini and squash. I freeze it all. The shredded gets snuck into things like shuffles, soups, stews, some breads. Y'all, I just thought of something. You know how you do like broccoli and cheese soup? Girl, zucchini and cheese soup. There you go. You're going to almost puree it up anyway. See, y'all? Just my point is, if you want to get rid of that bitter taste, okay, it's still going to have just a little bit of its texture, but not as crunchy. I just take it, open up my vacuum seal bags, put it in the microwave and steam it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I take it out and cook it accordingly to the dish that I'm making that night. That's all I do. You're welcome. Now, let's get in here and get started on this supper, okay? I'm sorry. I forgot to tell y'all what was wrong with my fingers. You see that? That's why they tell you to wear gloves when you're tie-dyeing t-shirts. And you don't wear gloves. You should have seen them yesterday. You could have called me Smurfette. And the bad thing is, y'all, I tried to get one of the lids off of the dye using my... Yeah, you're seeing the picture now. Blue. I was called Smurfette the rest of the day. Okay, y'all, I'm fixing to throw my chicken on my little grill. It's preheated, and then I'm going to show y'all what we're going to do with the zucchini and the squash, okay? Y'all, tonight's meal is going to be easy, okay? I am only going to mess up one grill plate, one pot, which is actually too big, but that's okay. I don't have the smaller one casserole dish. We are going to make scalloped zucchini and squash. You know how you make a roux, like you're fixing to make gravy, and you put your oil or your butter in a frying pan, and then you put your flour in it, and then you let that get bubbly, okay, and it's like a paste. Then you put your milk in, and then we're gonna add cheese. We're gonna make a cheese roux, okay? We are going to take, this is what these come in handy for, y'all, these big ones. These big ones, don't be afraid of them, y'all. This one, okay? Don't be afraid. These are gonna get sliced into big rounds, okay, little thick, and I'm gonna layer them in this casserole dish, okay? I'm gonna put one layer down. I'll let y'all eyeball this as I go. I'll do little snippets, and then I'll put a layer of squash and zucchini down. You can make it look pretty and do a zigzag, you know, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. Okay, layer it however you want to layer it. Take some rounds, put in the bottom, one layer in the bottom of your casserole dish, okay? Then I'm going to take the roux. When it gets done, the cheese sauce, I'm going to put a layer on top of that. Then I'm going to alternate a layer of rounds again on top of that. A layer of roux. We're going to make like a lasagna kind of using these, okay? Now, let's see. I need to get my roux going because I'm going to need that pan after I get it put in here. This is going to go in the oven and bake. I'm going to do it for 400 until when I stick a fork in it, I want a little firmness, but I don't want it mushy and I don't want it too crunchy. Al dente, okay? Then I'm going to take our corn that I took out of the freezer. Hubby does not really like corn on the cob. This is how we do our corn. We put it up on the cob. When we get ready to use it in a meal, then I'll do with it what I need to. Y'all, this was a game changer when we started putting up our corn this way. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off the cob, okay, for him. I can either do cream style corn tonight or do whole kernel corn. So this is how we do our corn when we process it. We put it up whole on the cob, I defrost it, and then however I'm going to cook it is when I take it off the cob, okay? So if I was going to do this on the cob, y'all, these vacuum sealer bags are microwavable, steamable. I steam corn on a cob inside this bag. I cut a little hole in it, cut it, you know, like a little, give it some air, put this on a plate, put it in there inside the bag, and I'll steam corn on a cob for like 3 or 4 minutes on each side. Then take it out. Slather some butter on it, okay? Y'all, this is tonight's meal. I'll just get little snippets as I go, okay? Granddaughters has been playing. You're probably going to hear some noise, okay? So, they were playing just a few minutes ago. I'm sorry. I knew better than to try to talk over them, so I got my chicken on the grill, all right? So, I'm going to get the squash and the zucchini prepared, slice it up, get my roux made, get that layered, wash out that pan because I'm going to use it again for this, for him, however he wants it cut. And then we'll get to going from there. I'll give you little snippets and walk you along through it, okay? So let me get my squash and zucchini prepared and get my roux going. I want to throw this in there. If I was using the frozen ones and I let them defrost all day, squeeze the water out, okay? Then steam them just a little bit. Okay, if you don't like that bittery kind of flavor after something's been thawed out, steam it just about 2 or 3 minutes. Take them out, then layer them into, flatten them out again. You know they're going to be squished. Flatten them back out in the little discs. Then use them. There you go, y'all. I cook with frozen zucchini and squash all the time, okay? I'm fixing to start my roux. I'm going to put butter and olive oil in here, y'all. You can use anything you want. You can use olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, whatever you want. All right. I need a pretty good amount of the roux, so trying to keep my towel from not catching fire on me. All right. I'm going to let this heat up, Then I'm going to put me some flour in here and start making my paste. I got to find my whisk. It's probably in the dishwasher. I will get my whisk out first. Y'all, I'm just going to keep my roux simple. I'm just going to make it like I'm making homemade macaroni and cheese, but I'm going to use Velveeta, okay? I make my homemade macaroni and cheese with Velveeta, okay? We have grandkids. They love Velveeta, okay? So that's what I'm going to make my roux with. I'm going to make my paste first, then I'm going to put my milk in, then I'm going to add my cheese and make a cheese sauce. Okay, I'm making the roux, and I'm going to add the milk and the cheese sauce. Okay, I'm going to add my milk. I'm going to use the rest of that milk. I'm going to start cutting me off some cheese to get it ready. Just chunk your cheese. Put it in there. You can use any cheese you want to. Oh, pepper jack cheese would be good. Any kind of cheese. You can use mozzarella. Okay. Probably going to be half a block. I like it cheesy, y'all. Y'all, I could sit and eat Velveeta cheese just by the slice. I'm going to put some seasonings in here. You can put any seasonings in it that you want. Let's see how creamy this gets. I don't want it too thick. I don't want it too runny. That's chicken thighs.
Are you watching them?
Yeah, I just flipped them. Alright, we're going to let that melt. Salt and pepper. Parmesan, granulated onion, granulated garlic. We have to keep this stirred because it's a cheese sauce, so it might stick. So we have to keep it stirred. I forgot about my chicken. I hear it sizzling back there. Just a little extra added, that's all. Yeah. Don't let it stick. We're going to use this saucepan again. Let's see, I'm either going to let it get just a little thicker, or I may have to add just a tiny bit more cheese. Let me let you look at it. It needs a little more cheese. A little bit more, and I think that'll be just right. My hands are clean, y'all. A little more cheese. Yeah, I think that's going to thicken up just fine. If you have leftover cheese sauce, use it for macaroni and cheese the next day. Rotel spaghetti. Oh, that sounds nice. That might be a next meal. We haven't had any of that in a long time. Au gratin. You can use vegetables, or you can use potatoes. Now I'm going to do the same thing. We'll put another layer on top. Try to be pretty with it, y'all. Another layer on top. It's all sinking through. Stuff it down in there. There we go. Alright, cheese sauce on top. I may have some cheese sauce left over. That's going to be fine. Gooey and gooey. Yeah, I'll have a little bit of cheese sauce left over, so I'll just make some macaroni and cheese one day, a little small serving. I want to make sure all of them are covered up, so that way something doesn't scorch, okay? In the oven it goes. Change of plans on the corn. Dear hubby just told me how he wanted it fixed, so I ain't gonna have to mess up that sauce pot anyway. So I'm gonna show you how easy this is. He wants the corn on a cob. Butter. See, I opened the bag just a little bit. These are microwavable too, so you can steam in them. Open up your bag. Put you some butter. Okay, I have to open it up just a little bit more. Okay, got it opened up a little bit more. I'm just going to start putting seasonings in there. This is going to go in the microwave, and I'm going to steam the corn. This is garlic. Rosemary. Italian seasoning. Basically about the same thing I put in the chicken. There's 4 cobs in here. Oregano. Just a little extra oregano than what's in the seasoning. Okay. Ooh, I think he used the chipotle last. Just a tad. Just a tad. Give it a little spice. Now, this butter is going to melt on this corn, and I'm going to steam this in the microwave for about 3 minutes on each side. And just because I had some extra, I'm going to do a little extra. The good thing about this indoor grill, smokeless, odorless, and the pieces go in the dishwasher. Easy cleanup tonight. Same seasonings, just carrying the same thing through the whole thing. Oh, that's smelling good. Yeah, let's see what these taste like. Another way to use squash and zucchini. Y'all see that bubble? That's gonna be delicious. Juices. Make sure each one gets covered without spilling your content. I'm gonna let that sit right here just a minute. Stay warm. Let it sit right right here. Oh, I better get it off the stove. Sit it right here just a minute. I don't know about y'all, but I'm liking that crispiness on top of that cheese too. That's not bad, y'all. I've checked for doneness on the squash and zucchini. That's my fork. Smell. Spoon. Scalloped zucchini. Oh, y'all, you can make as many layers. You can make it as thick as you want it, thin as you want it. Just yeah, some zucchini. Try the grilled. Get the grilled. That is tonight's supper, y'all. We are fixing to chow down. I hope you enjoyed it. Use that zucchini and squash up. We'll see y'all in the next video.